Right then, welcome back to the channel. Stephen Howson, 5 things we learned watching Everton against Manchester United last night. First things first then, Kobbie Mainoo is special, right? We did see glimpses of this on pre-season because, and I know we keep talking about pre-season, but mate, it's the only thing we got to go off. This is not all we've seen from the kid is pre-season, and I'll be honest, I was bloody impressed. Now we're seeing him first start in the Premier League. I'm even more than impressed. The expectation was high and it was delivered. He is so assured, so composed. He looks like he belongs. He looks like he's radiating calm amongst the rest of the team. The defensive awareness from him to just sniff out danger is brilliant. The level of intelligence is so impressive. Like, I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Who has been feeding this kid the laws of the game? He was the highest level footballer on that park, which sounds mental to say, but like, prove me otherwise. He took the responsibility in midfield and he just ran with it. He is absolutely destined for the top. That's his start. You're meant to be nervous and mistake laden and like, nah, man. He just so many times just put his foot on the ball and was like, and what? Incredible performance. So impressive. Absolutely so impressive. Number 2, Garnacho for Puskas. Hang it in the Louvre, right? It was an unreal goal. Unbelievable technique. Comfortably goal of the season. It's a potential Puskas winner. It's one of the greatest Premier League goals that's ever been seen. Someone said it in the commentary. It might have been Gary Neville. They said, Garnacho's just scored the best goal of his career. As in, he won't ever actually score a goal better than that in his career. And he might be right. He definitely deserves to be on the winning side for that. Wow. All I've got to say is wow. It was a wow. Wow. 3. It was a result. So performances have not been perfect, but we're actually picking up results. So that's 3 Premier League wins on a bounce. We keep our status as the most informed team, lol, in the Premier League. Straight back into top 4 contention. We're at like 6 points or something now off the top spot. We are grinding out results now, which bodes well for when we actually click into gear and everyone gets fit again. Can't complain, but yeah, it wasn't a real good performance from United in the slightest, I don't think. Ever been sitting at your local cafe, you're sitting there, you're sipping a brew, trying to browse the internet without some sneaky bugger peeking at what you're up to? Well, that's where our mates at Surfshark come in, offering you a peace of mind in this mad online world. Surfshark, it's a proper smart VPN thing, right? And that's your mate that's got your back in a scrap. They're keeping all your online business hush-hush, so no one's nicking your details, selling them off to the highest bidder, which is pretty useful, to be honest. And now here's the clever bit. If you fancy tricking the internet into thinking that you're sitting in a pub in London when you're actually on a beach in Spain, then Surfshark is your ticket. It's like being a globe-trotting secret agent from the comfort of your couch. All those dodgy pop-ups, gone. The ones that try and sell you some tat or trick you into giving your life story away, Surfshark's got this nifty feature that swats them away like they're nothing. Clean browsing, no fuss, top notch. If you're thinking, all right, sounds good, what's the damage, what's the catch? Well, pop in the code Howson, Howson, and you are in for a treat. 3 months extra free on the house, no catch. There's even a 30-day money-back guarantee. So there is absolutely no harm in giving it a whirl, right? Stay smart, stay safe, give Surfshark a go. Number 4, Onana. I touched on this in the review last night a fair bit, but I think it's worth touching on again. It's another clean sheet for him. He's putting on a string of really reliable, excellent performances where he's making big saves in key moments in games when United are under a lot of pressure. And I can't really convey how important that is when you've got a goalkeeper you can trust, you can rely on. And these things happen in games where you're under the cosh a little bit. There was a period towards the end of the first half where Everton was absolutely pouring it on us. And if they'd have scored then, the way the crowd was at Goodison, that could have really pushed them over the line and enabled them to get a second and maybe even a third. They had the shots for it after all. But he kept it firm. Big saves in big moments. And even stuff getting cleared off the line from both Mainoo and Delo as well. Like, United were under the cosh. And that's why people are going, we won 3-0, why is everyone? You've got to be honest and realistic about the performances that we're seeing. Result, fantastic. Performance, not quite there yet. Individuals doing all right. Collectively as a team, far more to improve. But, a commanding performance. Like, Onana looks like a Manchester United player, acts like a Manchester United player, and is doing things that mark him out as a Manchester United player. So big performance that, for me, a shade under Mainoo for man of the match, but certainly in there with a shout for it. And number 5, I think there's a lot of room for improvement, actually. We still need to figure out the balance of midfield. Mainoo was great alongside McTominay, who crashed about like he always does, but it limits your outlets. Do we want to be a possession-based team, or do we want to be a team that maybe plays a little bit off the shoulder a bit? Because I think that's the thing that we need to figure out. If we do, then sweet. I said this about 3 or 4 weeks ago when McTominay was scoring goals, and I said he's a bit like a Fellaini kind of character for us. And I saw Tifo did a video the other day, basically calling him a Marouane Fellaini. The problem that we've got is you have Bruno that occupies that sort of advanced midfielder, second striker kind of role. And unless you're going to drop Bruno and just rely on goals and chaos delivered from McTominay, then what's his role in the squad? Is it to be a special teams player and play a dozen games a season? Is he happy with that? Are we happy to pay the premium that we would be paying for that? What is our style of play? Because I think United suffered because we had Fellaini for so long, under several managers. And it was kind of like we went to this route one, plan B tactic early to try and win games, which it can work for you for a certain period of time, and that's effective and getting results and maybe even winning a trophy by that means. You're going to celebrate it and not give a shit the circumstances for it. But if you want to have, sustained good performances, it has to be built on a philosophy and it has to be built on a style of play. And I don't know, unless it is that crash bang wallop sort of thing, I don't know how McTominay fits into that, to be honest with you. And I can't even say I think Sean Dyche should love him, because Sean Dyche has got Amadou Onana and he's better. So where would he go? I mean, West Ham would have been a pretty good choice, I think, if he was going to flip him in the summer. The attacking fluidity still feels non-existent. I mean, the whole forward line scored a goal today, and we're quiet, all of them. Garnacho's decision-making, miles off that of Mainoo's, for sure. The build-up structure was still... early in the game, I saw Harry Maguire get the ball on the edge of his box, and this is mad because it's a weird stat pad thing that he's going to do, because he's going to have this progressive carries thing. He carried it right to the halfway line and then passed it to Delot, who was behind him on the touchline. And Delot, because he was under pressure immediately from the weird pass that he got, had to send it straight back into our own box. There's a lot not right with how we build up and how we play through the thirds and how we finish our chances. But over the next month, I honestly wouldn't give a shit if we pick up more wins than losses in this next month. We'll be in and around the mixer. So maybe a dose of reality, but certainly not in a bad mood about that. It was a hell of a goal to start it. Hell of a move for Anthony Martial and Bruno as well. And it was better than I think we all could have hoped, given the circumstances and everything that we found ourselves in going into the game and knowing what was happening with Everton. I think we all feared the worst and come out a lot better than we thought we were gonna. So nice one, but not going to dwell on it too much because we've got some bigger fish to fry starting midweek. See you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.